have no problem with breaking the law. And making the law. I have no problem with making it either.
Goedendag, Luc Sala vanuit Californië, vanuit Venice Beach. En het is pas 8:00, dus er is nog niemand. Maar dit is de plek waar overdag duizenden mensen hun kunst verkopen. Vendors, mensen die sieraden maken, allerlei dingen. Een van de weinige plekken in Amerika. En we praten hier met O. O is een artiest. Hij heet ook echt officieel O. Zelfs OO, want je moet een voorletter en een achterletter hebben. En een achternaam hebben. En he can prove that. En O is een lange tijd ook in Amsterdam geweest. En heeft in Amsterdam... Ja, kijk. Okay, we're going to talk with him about America and art and your work. Because we're here at Venice Beach, O. And you can only be here and you give me the right formula. If your art does what?
Well, there's the theory that you're only supposed to be here if your work is political or religious or spiritual, and that it's inextricably intertwined with what you make. But of course, theory and practice are two different things. And there's the law and there's the spirit of the law. So you can find anything out here. I mean, if a toilet seat's spiritual and political and philosophical, you'll find it out here for sale.
But your work is definitely politically oriented. Like this T-shirt, it says democracy in the logos of the big corporations.
Doesn't matter, just some random corporations. Yeah, I'm actually, you know, some of my work is pretty political. I guess, I don't know, I'm not with the program. Yeah, because most people out here, they're doing, you know, your palm trees, your beach scenes, your cheesy, you know, but, you know, they're the... If that's what sells, then it's going to thrive out here. If nobody wants that, it's not going to last. So.
But your work, and we've been here a couple of days with you, sells well. People in America still seem to like your demonstrative art, your political statements.
Well, it is. People do keep supporting my work. Yeah.
We're anno 2003. We're in America where most of the artistic people feel it is an oppressive atmosphere. Do you feel that here at the Venice?
I can't speak for the rest of them, but I know, it's not even a feeling, that I live in a police state. 1/5 of the world's prison population is in America. We've got 1 million more people in jail than China. California, if you go to the Department of Corrections site for California, look at their annual report, we've almost got 500 prisons. It's 400 and something, I can't remember the exact number. Another 175 juvenile detention centers, 180,000 people in jail, 2 million outstanding warrants. These figures are a couple of years old. I'm sure it's a little higher now. 6% of the state's budget goes to the prison system.
When we had the war on drugs, which is still ongoing, a couple of years ago, this was already the situation. Now there is the war on terror on top of the war on drugs. Has that made things worse?
War on drugs, war on poverty, war on individualism, war on really your average little lemonade stand. Any ma and pa business, there's a war on them, you know. But I don't know, what are you going to do?
One of the things that's happening here is that you feel pushed out. They're going to make regulations about selling at this place, which is one of the last places in America where you can sell art, and they're still regulating it further.
They've got a little plan, but there's no way in hell it's going to work. And they know it. It'll be the artists again that get their shit together, get some lawyers, and change the laws. They've let it get pretty bad out here where people are selling just about anything. They've let it get so bad that they've been able to justify some pretty radical changes in the rules. They want to change it so that you have to enter a lottery, have a personal identification that gives you the right to be here, exercising your right for free speech with a permit, you know. It's never going to happen. Or if it does happen, I'll go to jail fighting it. You know, I'll get the tickets and I'll fight it.
We can talk about the bad things of America, but one of the things I noticed here is that you and the other artists are indeed a community talking about these things. I've seen you sign at least 2 or 3 papers and initiatives a day.
Yeah, those petitions are bullshit, but I indulge the people that are passing them around. I don't think anybody really gives a shit about them. Not anybody that makes a difference, that, you know.
But it's a sign of a community feeling about it.
Yeah, but a petition from a bunch of artists on a beach, you know, barely paying their rent, probably isn't as powerful as a petition from, you know, multi-millionaire merchants who are trying to squeeze the artists off the boardwalk and turn this into a big strip mall. You know, money talks. But we still, well, I can only speak for myself, and maybe I'll make an impact that will affect the other artists here, as I tend to like to deal with the legal issues as an individual with whatever counsel I can find. We still have a chance of turning. Actually, I'm going to work on an injunction to prevent it from ever even happening. And I've got some friends in the Center for the Study of Political Arts who have ACLU members and former district attorneys on their board of directors. So I'm hoping that I have some resources there that I can use. I haven't even called them yet, but I'm confident that they'll take care of it.
You've also been going to many of the anti-war protests all around the country.
Yeah.
Is that still a viable thing to fight this war that is over and people are willing to forget?
I haven't been to one since the war started, but I went to a couple in New York City, one just before the war started in D.C. It's big business, and it's hard to get in the way of that. It's our second biggest export behind food, is weapons destabilizing regions, making money off of both sides. We seem to, and we have a fairly uninformed public, which makes, you know, which suffocates the democracy, and the, you know, we kind of buy into these sweeping moral, you know, pictures that the media sells us on why we should go to war. A lot of people seem to have bought into it. I haven't, and I know many people that haven't. But, all I can do is maybe use my art to express my own anger and anxiety over the... Yeah, Eisenhower said it best. The biggest threat to our democracy is the industrial war machine. It is. It's the biggest threat to our democracy. It's already basically co-opted our democracy. We never had a democracy, but what little illusions that we had of it are gone. The media was hijacked. Powell's son runs the FCC. Anybody that would dare air anything that was too critical of the Bush administration would risk losing his network or radio stations' opportunity to expand their airspace. The FCC attempted to radically, and succeeded in radically changing.
Are you saying that the son of the foreign state secretary runs the
media, runs the FCC,
which is the Federal Communications Commission, and who rules all the networks and takes care of the slots and what you can do? Yeah. That's frightening.
Well, yeah, and who did you see on those CNNs and Fox Newses and ABCs and CBSs talking about the war, but former generals who now work for, you know, defense contractors to sell our government the latest weapon systems. They were the ones reporting to us on the success of the war. It wasn't as blatant and as transparent, or maybe it was, but it was just as blatant and transparent and advertising for the American weapon industry as the first Gulf War. You know, and as long as we have a foreign policy that supports dictators and mercenaries, I mean, Somoza, Noriega, Allende, Osama, and the Mujahideen got $4 billion from us in the 80s. Saddam Hussein, $40 billion with the weapons, anthrax. There's pictures of Rumsfeld shaking hands with Saddam Hussein after closing weapons deals. We sold billions of dollars worth of weapons to the Shah of Iran. And then they got in a war with Iraq, and we sold weapons to Iraq. We're making money off of both sides, you know. We're
Okay, yeah, well. So you're not very happy with the political situation, but let's end on a more positive tone. Here is Venice Beach. What I see is the girls dressing up. This is also where the new fashion kind of starts, where the new trends.
It's where the new fascism starts. Yeah, there's a fashion out here. It's you can't drink beer. You can't, if you want to lay topless on the beach, you can do that, but you'll be surrounded by a bunch of gawkers who can't imagine that a woman would go topless. You know, it's a pretty repressed place, but a place that I still manage to enjoy. And there's a great community of freaks out here, and you know, it's close to the ocean. The air is fresh. You get the kiss of the Pacific every day. And I can survive out here. I get enough money to remain self-employed and to indulge my you know, political commentary through my art. People seem to support it. They like it. I'm one of the nails that can't be hammered down yet, but you know, I got punked off the promenade. As soon as they came up with a permit system out there, I went along with it. I was selling there before the permit system and basically claiming First Amendment rights. After the permit system, I went along with it, got my permit the first year. Then the next year there's a couple of changes in the laws, and then next year there's a few more changes. Next thing you know, I can't get out there. Now they won't even give me an application for the permit to be on the promenade. And that's what I think they're going to do out here too. You know, they'd love this place to be no political art. Just some cheesy touristy crap. They'd like to see palm trees and beach scenes, if anything, out here.
Okay. Peace and love and order, but the underlying message of O is very clear. O, een artiest, en we kennen hem uit Amsterdam, een straatartiest, een schilder, een iemand die dingen maakt, t-shirts en ze hier verkoopt, maar die heel duidelijk niet tevreden is met het systeem, want hij zegt de vrije meningsuiting, de artistieke vrijheid is in gevaar. Maar hij blijft overeind. Hij blijft staan. O staat. En hier op Venice Beach was dat Luc Sala. Thank you, O.
Hey, dank u wel. See you in the lights of Plein. See you in Amsterdam soon.